Good evening, I'm Dan Wolf.
And I'm Laura Lee. Thanks for joining us. A manhunt is ongoing tonight north of Duluth for an escaped inmate.
Authorities say if you see this person, do not approach them.
Staff at the Northeast Regional Corrections Center, or NERCC, reported inmate Michael Hart escaped custody from the facility Tuesday evening. He's still on the run. When he left the correctional work farm, he was wearing a yellow sweatshirt, gray t-shirt, and blue pants.
He walked away from NERCC, which is a correctional work farm, and all day the search centered nearby in the area of Beaver Lake Road and County Highway 8, not far off of Highway 53.
Well, this was a scene there about an hour before sunset. We watched as officers, canines, drones, and surveillance planes combed the area. We caught up with someone living nearby whose day was interrupted by the chaos.
Yeah, I've been working outside on the van, and all the police cars with sirens and stuff, and then the planes circling around. I almost thought I seen a drone one time.
Ben Sony has lived in the area for about 40 years and says something similar happened there about 5 years ago. Ben Sony thinks Hart would have a difficult time navigating the area in the dark due to all the swamps. Authorities tonight asking anyone living in the area, if you see something, say something.
When you have a situation like this, he's clearly not wanting to be found. He also wants to get out of the area. So we're asking people to lock up their vehicles, ATVs, things of that nature, because he'll be looking for some form of transport.
And the last update we received from the St. Louis County Sheriff's Office was about 90 minutes ago. They tell officers with infrared equipment and drones will remain on scene throughout the night. Well, the Sheriff's Office tells us on average one NERCC inmate walks away from the facility each year. And about 2 years ago, an inmate named Christopher Orr ran off. He was apprehended about 10 hours later in Grand Lake Township with the help of residents' tips to law enforcement.
And you can learn more about Michael Hart's criminal history using the Northern News Now app.